Before the video starts, I would recommend the Holy Bible to read at the end of video. Please check out the link in the description. God promises that support is on its way. Because you are an heir to salvation, I have sent a multitude of angels to minister to you presently. They are my instruments, serving as my eyes, hands, and feet in your life. They are my instruments. The objective of their presence is to safeguard and direct you, ensuring that you are not harmed in any way. Because any inaction will render them unnecessary and impede the accomplishment of your divine goal, the power to activate their help lies in the acts that you take. Please rejoice, my kid, for you are in a position that is both exceptional and advantageous. It is a location that is only accessible to a select few, and many people crave to be in the same position as you. As a result, you should make it a point to keep your attention entirely on matters that are associated with life and godliness, putting worldly concerns and distractions to the side. The circumstances you are currently facing are undergoing a transition, moving from the old to the new. In order to speed the emergence of this transformation, you should embrace it with all of your heart and make the appropriate modifications. The passage of time is of the utmost importance, and I urge you to take prompt action, with faith and commitment, in order to bring about the fulfillment of my promises in your life. As of today, the Father is saying that because I have time, you have time as well. Your trip has not yet come to an end. The fabric of your life is beginning to come together in ways that you could never have conceived of when you first started out. Those challenges that appeared to be insurmountable and caused you a great deal of anxiety are now being alleviated by the grace that is surrounding you. Indeed, there is pressure, but these pressures are required breakthroughs in the great design of the kingdom, particularly at this moment. This is especially true in light of the current circumstances. Because you are actually breaking through into a new era of hope and opportunity, as my plan has predetermined, you should not mistake it for a breakdown because you are actually breaking through into it. Please have faith in me, my child, because I promise that the upheaval will eventually come to an end, the storms will quiet down, and peace will prevail over your life. The peace that will be achieved will be so profound that it will be beyond all comprehension and flow like a river that never stops. Beloved, despite the fact that this breakthrough might appear far away and impossible to you, I want you to know that it is closer to you and more within your reach than you could ever imagine. The fact that it is crafted specifically for you and is one of a kind is a demonstration of your tenacity and your capacity to triumph over situations in which others have failed. As this crucial point in your narrative unfolds, you should look forward to the conclusion of previous chapters and the beginning of fresh ones beginning. Make sure you are ready for unexpected actions from the kingdom as well as encounters with the supernatural that will urge you onward. There is a lot of momentum brewing, and things are moving along quite quickly. Maintain vigilance and put yourself in a position to take advantage of the coming breakthrough that is sure to come your way. Remember that this difficulty acts as a catalyst for the breakthrough that is waiting for you, since it is a breakthrough that has been ordered by your Heavenly Father. I understand that it may feel overwhelming to you, my child, but keep in mind that this struggle serves as exactly that. According to the Father, today is the day to start the process of realizing your aspirations and ambitions because it is the correct time. With the help of my unlimited grace, you can rest confident that you have the power and support at your disposal to accomplish the feats of faith that I have encoded into your ambitions and aspirations. Although the world may be full of possibilities and your aspirations may be enormous, it is important to remember to begin with a little step and to not look down on humble beginnings. It is important to remember that every significant achievement starts with a single step, therefore you should not hurry towards the grand stage of triumph. The more fearlessly you take that step, the more I, your Heavenly Father, will multiply the efforts you put forth. In order for you to expand in size, power, and impact upon your environment, I will transform the small drops of your labor into enormous oceans. Despite the fact that your early steps may appear to be somewhat little, your future is filled with greatness and glory. To be guided by the Holy Spirit that resides within you, go at your own pace. Do not be in a hurry, and do not evaluate your success in comparison to that of others. If you are looking for clarity and direction, you should come to me because I have the master plan that will take you to success and the accomplishment of your objectives. I will be sending you partners and supporters who will work together towards a common goal. They have the ability to comprehend your heart and spirit, and they have the same goals that you do. They are like-minded individuals that are eager to walk beside you and have a soul that is similar to yours. Look for them, since they are within your reach and are impatiently awaiting the opportunity to connect with you. Dearly beloved, the moment has come, and time does not wait for anyone. Put in some effort and make the most of the opportunities that are waiting for you. Keep in mind that in order to achieve success in your endeavor, you will need to remember that patience, endurance, and trust in the divine order of things are all necessary. Having faith that I am directing your journey and revealing heavenly appointments along the way is my responsibility. In spite of the fact that your beginnings may appear to be modest, you should not be disheartened because I have planned grandeur for you. You should give yourself permission to grow and develop at the rate that my Holy Spirit determines for you, for He is the one who knows the exact moment for each step forward in your journey. Believe that I have provided you with the vital connections and resources that will enable you to become more powerful and elevated. You should look for these people because they are standing by your side, ready to offer their support. You will do incredible things when you work together. Fear, doubt, and comparison should never be allowed to hold you back. Hold fast to the path that is uniquely yours. If you have me as your guide, there is no challenge that is too difficult, and no ambition that is too ambitious. Know that I am with you every step of the way, supplying you with insight, strength, and discernment as you take the first step toward putting your faith into action. Please seek my advice, and I will illuminate your way, illuminating the subsequent steps that you should follow. My kid, the world is enormous, and the potential that you possess is also boundless. Put your faith in my strategy, take pleasure in the trip, and look forward to seeing your aspirations come true. Since time does not wait, now is the time to work hard because time is running out. Take a stand, my dearly loved one, and allow your actions to speak more loudly than your words. The world is impatiently anticipating the impact that you will have on it. Before the video continue, I request you to join my channel for my financial help or by super thanks. Today, the Father tells you that the burdens and weights that have been resting on your exhausted shoulders are being taken off of them. The anointing will break and destroy the weight that you are carrying, the heavy yoke that has held you captive for a far longer period of time than it should have. This anointing, which smells like fresh oils that are poured out from the crushing of olives, has the ability to lift the burdens that have been weighing you down and has a beautiful aroma. I am removing the yoke and chain that have been placed upon you as a result of your enslavement. The situation in which you are being held captive will be reversed when it breaks, and your expectations will no longer be put on hold. The dreams that have been put on hold due to delays, denials, and disappointments will now be brought to life when they are finally brought to fruition. My darling children, the time has come for you to experience freedom that is genuine and unending, justice, and a heavenly settlement. At this very moment, I am ready to provide you with justice. Therefore, make your way to the courts of heaven with dignity and assert your position. According to God, you must present your case before me. Put up your argument in favor of the settlement that was promised, as the present moment is the ideal time for repair. Your confidence should be bolstered, for the time has come to put into effect all of the verdicts and judgments that have been made in your favor. You have arrived at the moment when you will rule and reign, and you will walk in the anointing of kings. The gorgeous robe of favor and distinction will be placed upon you as a result of this anointing. You are going to be the head of the group rather than the tail. Beloved, despite the fact that you have been subjected to pressure from every direction, it is important to keep in mind that it is precisely through this pressure that you will be able to reap significant benefits. In addition to bestowing benefits onto you, it will also bestow blessings upon all people who are connected, related, and associated with you. This is the promise that my heart makes to your life, because I love you without condition and I want nothing more than to see you flourishing, prospering, and walking in prosperity and health. Get out of the slumber that you are currently experiencing and reclaim everything that has been taken and stolen from you, as the Father instructs you to do today. At this very moment, which is the ideal time for your recuperation, it is time for you to uncover the concealed locations where your possessions have been held captive. Not only will you be able to retrieve what was lost, but you will also be able to make up for the ground that you have given up and recapture areas in the spiritual realm that are properly yours. These lands have been unlawfully taken over by authorities that are not authorized and do not have the right to do so, but you need not be afraid since God has said that you will pursue, overtake, and recover everything. Take the appropriate steps to position yourself, since divine speed and acceleration will soon be released upon you, which will allow you to accomplish this miracle. While you are on your trip, you will be able to sprint without becoming exhausted, stroll without passing out, and outrun everyone else until you have reclaimed everything that is properly yours. During the process, you will be able to retrieve what has been taken from you and return it to the location where it should be. Rest confident that I have sent the repo of angels to aid you in this attempt. I have assigned them to you. They have already established themselves within the confines of the property, and they are prepared to carry out the recovery procedure until each and every lost treasure is located and returned to your skilled hands. The efficacy of their assistance is dependent on and determined by your prayers for investigation and recuperation, which are then followed by activities that match to those requests. The prayers and deeds that you take will give the angels the ability to labor relentlessly on your behalf, rectifying any errors that may have been wrought upon the earth, as God has intended. There is no longer a requirement for you to travel as a simple prince while your servants ride on horses. There will be a revitalization, restoration, and replenishment of your own soul. In addition, the circumstance of destiny, which has been tampered with for an excessively long period of time, will once again coincide with the route that you are on. Beloved, you should be aware that this is without a doubt the time for you to both uncover and recover from whatever you have been struggling with. Raise your awareness to the truth of the situation you find yourself in right now. Be conscious of the fact that you possess the power to reclaim all that has been taken from you and to return it to the position that it should have been in. Prepare yourself for success by positioning yourself strategically and anticipating the supernatural hand of God to speed up your advancement. Do not let yourself become disheartened since angels are currently working hard to take care of you at this very moment. It is important to be prepared to observe the correction of any wrongs that may have occurred in the spiritual sphere when you pray for discovery and engage in acts that correspond to it. Embrace the reality that you are no longer only a functionary in my kingdom but rather a potent force that is destined to regain and restore everything that has been lost. Be conscious of the fact that your fate will once more reflect brightly onto the route you select. Take heart, since this is the time that I have chosen to bring restitution and improvement into your life so that you can go forward. I talk to you today, the Father says, with the enthusiasm of my home and the anxious anticipation to bless, protect, and bring advancement over your life, because the day of the Lord, my dawning day, is upon you. I speak to you at this hour because I am charged with the fervor of my house. In this holy moment, heaven's interventions will connect with your life, bringing forth a time of significance and size. Prepare yourself, since this moment will bring about this phenomenon. Be prepared, because on this day, you will be able to witness the most spectacular manifestations of my grandeur and power in the same circumstances that completely dominate your existence. Be vigilant and maintain a prayerful position at all times, for this divine interruption can come into existence at any moment, enveloping your life in a transformative hug. Be careful not to follow in the footsteps of the 5 foolish virgins who slept through their visitation and failed to make the most of the chance that was provided to them. Instead, model your behavior after the 5 intelligent virgins who were always ready and prepared to receive their given time of visitation, regardless of whether it was anticipated or unexpected. Oh, my child, I strongly want you to understand this reality. You are rapidly moving from the stage of merely receiving revelation to the stage of actually experiencing it. At this very moment, you are on the verge of transitioning from a simple believing to a passionate reception. In point of fact, there is a season that is waiting to be a season in which long-standing problems will be rectified, when turnarounds and restoration will be abundant. During the course of your monotonous daily activities, you should maintain vigilance, because it is through these everyday occurrences that I will make myself known to you. A gentle breeze caressing your being, a gentle nudge from my spirit, or an unquenchable longing to pray could all be examples of what you might experience. It is important that you are ready to receive my interruption and that you respond appropriately, regardless of the form in which I choose to make myself known. Your heart should be filled to the brim with praise and adoration, and wherever you go, you should create an atmosphere that is conducive to the presence of heaven. Allow the harmonious combination of the essence of heaven and the presence of earth to act as a catalyst, causing heavenly visits and miraculous transformations to occur in your life. As the day of the Lord, my day, is rising in your life, you should welcome it with all of your heart. You should brace yourself, for this is the perfect opportunity that I have bestowed upon you. It is during this time that I will send the angel away from my presence, carrying with him instructions for your ultimate good and directing you toward the realization of the land that you have promised. I wish for your spirit to be filled with the joyful anticipation of this divine encounter, which will propel you towards a destiny that is completely aligned with my divine purpose for your life. Keep a cautious eye out, pray, and get ready to welcome this divine interruption that will completely alter the course of your existence. Have faith with all of your heart that the struggles you have been going through are about to come to an end. You will soon be able to accomplish the fight that you have been enduring, and the injustices that have been committed against you will be forgiven. This is the beginning of a period through which you will experience restoration and an outpouring of blessings that will make up for all of the losses you have suffered. It is important that you be aware that I am working behind the scenes to ensure that you receive twice as many blessings in your life. Remain steadfast in your faith and have faith that I am with you even when you are confronted with challenges. We are about to achieve triumph, therefore rejoice. Raise your head, for you are my cherished child, and I am your ever-faithful Father. Hold your head high. Your obedience and dedication have been observed, and I am delighted with both of them. Therefore, make a call to me, seek me out with all your heart, and watch as I bring my power and goodness into your personal life. My child, the rain is on its way, and with it will come a time of healing and abundance.